Hey guys, and welcome back to the Yoga Doc. I'm Leah Deutsch, founder of the Yoga Doc, and welcome to this ease video. This is a part one of a two-part series looking a little bit more around stability and balance. So in pregnancy we tend to lose those core stabilizers like the rectus at the core at the front due to our growing babies. So this is a really good one just to look a little bit more around the lateral stabilizers that we have and working through some gentle flow sequences that are a bit more focused on balance. So you can use this as a standalone sequence, or you can use this to tag on to the beginning of the second more energizing flow part of this sequence. So however you choose to use this, enjoy, and let's get started. So coming into a child's pose to begin with, so we're going to bring our knees nice and wide apart here, toes come to touch, and then just starting to shift the weight back towards your heels. Now you may want to have a cushion between your calves and your thighs here if you're a little bit less flexible here, or there's some tightness or discomfort, just anything that will help you ease in just to start to warm up. And then bring your hands forward, walk them nice and forward, stretching through the shoulder blades, and then just allow your head to come to rest on the mat or a cushion or a block, or even supported with two fists here stacked on top of each other. And just take 3 deep breaths here, easing in. So beginning your practice, just trying to park any thoughts from the day that's gone or still to come. Seeing if you can focus on just keeping your mind present with your practice, focusing on connecting movement and breath. Stretching your hands a little bit further forward now, actively reaching out with the fingertips, lifting the arms off the floor a little bit more as you press down with the palms, stretching through the back of the shoulders. And pushing into your hands on your next exhale as you push through the shins, coming up to your tabletop. And bringing your hands underneath your shoulders into a tabletop. Knees are placed underneath your hips and bring them hip width apart. So just starting to mobilize the spine a little bit here. So we're just going to tilt the hips towards the left and just look over your left shoulder. So just stretching through the right side of your rib cage into the hips and outer thighs, coming to the other side. So just a little puppy dog tilts here, wagging your tail, looking over your shoulder. Seeing if you can focus on hugging your baby in towards your spine here. So everything is kept nice and drawn in here, and the movements are deliberate, controlled. Moving with your breath, exhaling as you come to the side and inhaling, returning to center. So slow, controlled, linking movement and breath. And last one here, and then coming back to center. Starting to shift the weight into your left leg and lifting your right leg off the floor. Lift your left arm, stretch it forward, and just take a moment here to find your balance and stability. Now spread your hands nice and wide, reach out with the ball of the big toe here, so your feet are somewhere between a point and a flex here. So you're reaching through the back of the leg, stretching and feeling that lengthening, and then at the same time reaching through the fingertips, stretching rather than really tight here with the hands. See if you can keep them nice and soft with the fingers, but engaged and reaching. And then exhaling, drawing knee and elbow together. Dome up your back as you push into your right hand. Inhaling, extending out. From here, we're going to place our left hand on the floor, shift onto the inside edge of the right foot, and sweep the left leg out to the side as we come into a supported side plank, Vashisthasana. From here, reaching the right arm overhead, right leg lifts off the floor, look to the right palm. Staying here for just a moment as we come back, coming down to the right knee again, but keeping the right arm lifted, coming to the opposite side. So this time left leg stretches back, right arm reaches forward, stretching through the ball of the big toe. Hips are nice and level here, drawing elbow towards the knee as you hug in, and then reaching out one more time. Placing the right hand back onto the floor, left inside edge of the foot sticks to the floor as you sweep the right leg out this time. Left arm reaches up, coming into your side plank on the opposite side. Inhaling, reaching over with the right arm, lifting that left leg off the floor. Pushing up with that right hand and seeing if you can engage a little bit the right side body here. Coming back down, right foot to the floor, left arm remains lifted as you reach with the opposite side, so back to your right side. Engaging, drawing elbow to knee. Inhaling, stretching and reaching through with the right leg, left arm reaches. Left hand places on the floor. And sweeping left leg out to the side, right arm reaches up one more time, reaching through the fingertips. And then lifting up that right leg, right arm sweeps over. Staying here for another breath, and this time drawing right elbow to knee as you remain lifted. So this is a little bit more challenging. So just move slowly, move with the breath and control here. So concentrating on your balance here by engaging the side of the body, so lifting up through the side ribs, pushing into that hand and knee equally, taking one more, elbow to knee, and then coming back to your tabletop, right arm remains lifted once again, and then sweeping the right arm underneath the left, coming into your thread the needle. Right ear softens towards the mat. And then maybe if it's comfortable and okay to do so, there's no issues in your neck here, you can reach the left arm forward. So coming into this gentle twist here. So lifting up with your hips, reaching forward with the hand. Taking another couple of breaths here. If you want to extend this twist a little bit more and it feels okay to do so, just maybe experiment with drawing that left arm round towards the right hip and pushing into the outside of that right arm on the floor, so pushing and seeing if you can engage a little bit more of a twist into the spine here. One more breath. If your arm is bound, then just bringing it back towards the floor. Bring your hand underneath your shoulder wherever it is and push into the hand as you come back up towards your tabletop pose. Taking a couple of cat-cows here. Inhaling, gliding the chest forward, exhaling, tilting tailbone towards the floor, pushing into hands and doming up the spine. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling, gliding forward with the inhale. Exhaling, doming through the spine, pushing in and really hugging your baby in towards your back. Coming back to your neutral spine, and we're going to come into your flow on the opposite side now. So extending with the left leg this time, reaching through the ball of the big toe, left arm then lifts off the floor, find that stability. Just take a moment here to shift the weight so that you make sure the hips are nice and level here, spine is nice and strong and straight. And then hugging the elbow towards the knee on your exhale as you dome up the spine, hug your baby in. Inhaling. Exhaling, bringing the foot to the floor, hand to the floor, reaching up with the left arm this time, stretching up towards the sky, lifting into the side of the body as you reach the arm overhead, lift the foot overhead. Coming back down, keeping that arm lifted, knee places on the floor and coming into the opposite side, ball of toe reaches back, stretching, nice long strong line between the fingertips and the heel, hugging elbow to knee now. Inhaling, stretching and reaching, placing the left hand on the floor, right leg steps back and left leg swings to the side as you come into the supported side plank on the opposite side. Inhaling, reaching the arm overhead. Exhaling, bringing the hand back down towards the floor. Knee to the floor, arm remains lifted, heel and toe. Last one on this side. Inhaling, stretching and reaching here. Bringing the hand to the floor, foot swings to the side, left arm reaches up. Take a pause and a moment to engage and find stability before raising your foot and arm overhead. If you feel okay to do so, making sure elbow and knee come together as a hug on the exhale, inhaling, reaching out. Exhaling, elbow to knee. Inhaling, lifting and reaching. Last one here, exhaling. Pushing into the hand, finding that support and lift so you're not sinking and collapsing here into the side of the body. And then coming down back to the left, right leg on the floor, sweeping left arm under the right arm this time, and left ear softens towards the mat. Take a moment, find that stability, that pause, soften through the body, maybe reaching the arm forward to the front of the mat here. Maybe taking an inhale as you sweep the arm over to meet the left hip, thigh, or just holding onto the back or to your leggings, your jogging bottoms, whatever you're wearing. Taking 3 deep breaths here. Lovely, and then inhaling, releasing the arm, wherever your arm is, placing it under the shoulder as you push into the right hand, coming back to your tabletop pose. Coming into some cat flows here, so if you haven't done these before with me, we're going to come back to sit into a so like a child's pose, so we're coming back with legs wide, but instead of touching the toes this time, we're going to keep the feet parallel as well, so just sitting back. And then placing the forearms on the floor. So we're not going to stay here long in our child's pose as we sweep the body forward. So we're going to shift over the forearms, keeping them nice firmly gripped towards the mat. And then as your chin passes your wrist, you're going to push into your hands, pushing up, doming through into your cat pose, and then shifting the weight back towards the heels into your version of child's pose. Keeping your forearms strongly connected with the mat, you're going to shift the weight forward. As your chin passes your wrists, start to peel the forearms off the floor, pushing into the hands, doming through the spine, and then starting to shift the weight back towards the heels. Forearms touch the floor, shifting through, moving with your breath, exhaling. As you push into your hands, doming through the spine, inhaling. Last one here, exhaling. Inhaling, coming back up. Tucking the toes here, so legs are nice and wide still, pushing into the hands. And then you're going to start to lift the knees off the floor. So coming into a brief downward facing dog here for a moment. So keeping the knees really strongly bent here. Keeping them as wide as you need to. So that's probably a little wider than your non-pregnancy downward facing dog, just to accommodate your baby. And keep a softness, a bounce in your knees here as you shift your hips back towards the back of the mat, raising them up as if you've got a belt around the hip crease. So that's the point where the thighs and the hips meet, that little crease there. Imagine there's a belt there and it's drawing you up and back in a diagonal direction. Soften around the shoulders, so find a space here between your ears and your shoulders. Pushing into the hands, so that making sure there's a contact between the fingertips, the heels of the hands, the thumb bases. And then just start to walk it out here, taking a couple of bends and straightens on opposite legs. Maybe shifting your hips from side to side a little bit, finding that mobility. And taking a couple more. And then just come to stillness for a moment. Lovely. From here, kicking up the right leg and drawing the right leg forward. Coming into a low lunge here. Heel toeing the foot to the side a bit. And then we're going to start to come into our half monkey lizard stretches. So keep shifting the weight back towards the heels. And then shifting forward into your lizard variation. So avoid the edge to like dump down and sink into this. So find a little bit of a lift here in the lower abdomen into the pelvic girdle. Exhaling, shifting back. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhaling, shifting back. Inhaling, seeing if you can reach forward with your chest here. Exhaling. Lovely. Inhaling. Coming from here, we're going to come into a low lunge, so keeping the leg at 90 degrees, the foot at 90 degrees, and lifting up here. So you might want to blanket underneath that supporting knee if you've got a hard surface here and it's uncomfortable. And then reaching up with the hands, interlacing the fingers, releasing index fingers, and drawing up. So tilting over to the right side now. Find that stretch once again through the side of the body here. So we're pushing into that foot, that thigh, to create stability here into the back toe, and switching on the left side of our body as we stretch through this gently, and coming back to center, and then placing the hands back to the floor. Carefully bring that right leg, however you get it, to the back of the mat, and then tucking the toes once again, coming back into your downward facing dog. Nice wide legs, bent knees. Take a little wiggle, and then just start to soften the heels towards the floor a little bit more, straightening through the legs slightly, pushing through the hands, waking up the hamstrings. And gaze is back towards your belly button, towards your baby. Neck is soft. There's no tension here through the shoulders or the neck. And then coming onto the opposite side now, so left leg draws up, and then bending it, and then bringing it forward to the front of the mat. However you get it there, you may need to support your foot to get it to the front of the mat. That's absolutely fine. Again, placing that blanket under the right knee if you need it there, and then starting to come into your tilt, so shifting back into your half monkey, and then inhaling into your modified lizard, exhaling. And this is a really, really good one for the sciatic nerves. I've said this before in some of my other videos, that we're flossing through the sciatic nerve as it comes out of the hip here. So we're gently in these movements massaging the sciatic nerve, experiencing symptoms of sciatica, which is common in pregnancy. And taking two more. Exhaling, inhaling, gliding forward. From here, pushing into the supporting foot on the left side. As you come up into your low lunge, and draw your arms up, pushing into the foot, find that 90-degree bend in your knee, lift up through the pubic bone, and then bring your arms together softly, interlacing the fingers in the opposite way, the way that feels a bit awkward, and then index fingers release. And coming onto the opposite side now, so pushing in into the toe of the back foot, into that left leg supporting, and find that stretch and reach through the right side of the body. And taking two more breaths here. And then coming back to center, softly placing the hands to the floor, stepping the left foot back, knees nice and wide. And then softening the hips down towards the heels, into your child's pose once again. And taking a few soft breaths here. So well done guys, and thanks for practicing with me today. If you enjoyed that sequence, then do go ahead and check out the flow sequence that tags nicely onto this video. Otherwise, if you're finishing here today, then do just remember to take a few moments in Savasana just to rest and consolidate your practice, either lying on your left side or a supported supine position. And if you enjoyed this practice, then please don't forget to comment below and subscribe to my channel and click the bell for notifications of videos. Have a lovely day and namaste. If you've enjoyed this class and would like access to more free videos, then don't forget to go ahead and click subscribe.